Well, hello, friends. What a day for round two of the Masters. It surpassed round one. Fortunately, got to watch Rory McIlroy today, most of the round. Unfortunately, I had to duck out late in the round, holes 16 through 18, to go out, get the kids, and eat dinner. But so I missed some of the best parts, but got caught up watching how he finished. Oh my goodness, I was already impressed. More impressed now. McIlroy finishing with a 65 in round two, and he's got a 6-stroke lead, which is a record for the Masters. No one's held a 6-stroke lead through 36 holes. Aggregate score at 12 under, there's only one player that has done better than that, and that was Jordan Spieth in 2015, who was at 14 under remarkably. Greg Norman also, though, was at 12 under through 36 and did not close the deal. So it's not a for sure thing. The odds right now are 2 to 5, meaning bet $5 to get $2 back in return, which has got an implied probability of 5 out of 7 to win, which is about 71%. I would say, realistically, I would think it's even higher than that really to win. 90+%, I'm sure, with a 6-stroke lead with McIlroy looking the way he did. But these things do have a tendency to, you get that big lead and then you start playing conservatively. Other players are playing aggressively, and things can happen. We've seen leads kind of evaporate. Rarer is the case that we see players kind of build on those leads and take them, all the way to the end. But McIlroy's first two majors, when we came out, won the U.S. Open at Congressional by 8 strokes, and then the PGA at Kiowa, right, won by 8. And those, he was putting the pedal to the metal. So I do think he has that capability. I do think he's got that huge monkey off his back now with having the Grand Slam, having the 5 majors. You saw it today. I've not seen him play with that freewheeling type motion that he has like that in quite some time. He looks so at ease out there, and he birdied 6 of the last 7. He's Rory is definitely the story right now of this Masters. 13, birdie 12. Actually, every player in his grouping birdie 12. I got to watch that. Cameron Young, and the reigning U.S. Amateur champion as well in that pairing, birdied it. And McIlroy hit, about an 8-footer there, and then he goes on to birdie 13 with about an 8-footer. 14, he just made a par, but 15, he's right in the trees. He punches out, makes a nice birdie there. 16, they got the pin on 16, lower left, so they got to play the ridge. He played that beautifully. Pin's a little bit farther, more towards the front of the green, as opposed to the back on the left side, like they do have traditionally on Sunday, but used the ridge beautifully, had about a 2-footer. 17's a weird one where I'm glad I went back and watched the footage of this. Way right off the tee in 17 in the woods, a punch out. He's probably got 30 or 40-yard chip shot, not expecting it to go in, and it does. 30-yard hole out there on 17, quite impressive. And then 18, pin, lower level, draws it, spins it back. Reminds me of the shot that the one in the Masters last year, coming off the ridge on 18, down back to the hole. So just an insane finish, 6 under through 7, and he was already playing well. 1 under through the first 11 holes, I would say. That put him in a position where he was tied for the lead. And at that point, it still felt very much like a tournament. He was right in the middle of it, and it still does. But he just really put his foot on the gas, and he got the lead and established himself as the clear front runner. You look at the guys behind him. Who's got a good chance to even catch him right now, to stop McIlroy from winning the 6th major? Patrick Reed, you see him back there at 6 under. Like I said, plays this golf course well. 2018 Masters champion. He's got 5 top 10s here at Augusta. He's not scared. I think he goes pedal to the metal. I believe he's also in the final pairing. That'll be an interesting kind of villain versus superhero dynamic. I'm not sure if that's actually a good thing for McIlroy. Reed, I think McIlroy had the chance at the Grand Slam actually in 2018 when Reed won and he was in the final pairing and just did not look so settled. I think it's a different McIlroy now, but that history is still there. We'll see how it pans out. Does McIlroy go out there and be a little bit conservative and make a mistake or two, and then does he regress down the leaderboard? We will see. Jack Nicklaus's advice to him, he said, Rory, you made too many doubles last year, which he definitely did. Rory making 4 double bogeys in the tournament and just still winning is just insane stuff last year. But then, you've also got Sam Burns still at 6 under, very solid play from him. You've got Justin Rose in there. You had Jason Day at 4 under, Justin Rose at 5. And he played a lot better than that for a lot of the day. I think Rose should have been a few better than he ended up being. He was playing that well. He's struggling a little bit with his short putts on occasion. I still think if there's somebody that's going to catch Rory, and if he does not put his pedal to the metal, I think Justin Rose being right there as well is a big threat. And Fleetwood's also in there with a couple good rounds, and so is Wyndham Clark. So Wyndham Clark being a U.S. Open champion at 23. So there are still guys that can catch him. The surprise is Scheffler. I don't know if it's just the birth of the new baby, but he did not look his best today, and he definitely should have shot better than what he is right now at even par for the tournament. And now, whereas when McIlroy was at 6 or 7, you're thinking, okay, Scheffler's still right there at even. That's not bad. Now that Rory's pulled into 12 under, you start to think, is Scheffler too far back? Maybe he is now. We'll see. No doubt that Scheffler is the king of comebacks and could probably get a backdoor top 10 by putting together a couple solid weekend rounds, but realistically, 12 back, it might be a little too far if he's going to come back. But depends on what Rory does as well. Rory goes out and shoots an 80 for some reason, who knows why. It's happened in the final round of the 2011 Masters, for instance. We'll see. I don't think that's going to happen. DeChambeau out the door. Some other players like Freddie Couples out the door, did not make the cut. Jon Rahm notably did make the cut, I believe on the number at 4 over. Again, don't look for those guys to contend, but just who's in, who's out going into the weekend. So it's going to be a thrilling weekend. We get to see Rory, like prime time, just going after the 6th major. And for now, like I said, I mentioned, he's playing for history, and he's got the monkey off his back, and he just, a free-flowing nature. I feel like it would not surprise me. Like I mentioned, players to take it and just run with it. You think of Tiger Woods with a 12 and 15 stroke victory. You think of Rory with his 2 8-stroke victories. To get to those kind of margins, we've seen other performances where players have won, by 7, 8 strokes. I think of Oosthuizen in the Open, but it just does not happen that often to get that kind of margin. It'll be interesting to see if Rory tries to pad the lead or if he goes out and plays conservatively. I don't think playing conservatively bodes well for Rory, because I feel like that's what he tried to do, and it was kind of one of the weirdest rounds I ever saw last year in the final round when he won the Masters. It's this weird mix of pedal to the metal, aggressive swings when he does just these miraculous shots, and then conservatively making these weird mistakes and getting doubles. I think of, you know, when he hit it in the water at 13 there and made double, just, you know, kind of crazy, right? So we will see. I'll be interested to see what happens tomorrow. I'm super excited about it. You know, if he does win, it'll ramp up the chatter a bit. You know, can he actually get to, you know, he's only, I believe, 38 years old. Actually might be younger than me, 36 or 37 years old. He's not that old to where he can't have another 10 years where he's, you know, possibly got another 5 majors in him. You know, then we're really talking real historic. So definitely be interesting to see what happens. And I will see you in round